Welcome back, guys. Well, we are 3 weeks out from our departure date. I've finished work. I finished up last Friday. Geez, it's all happening.
I feel like we're running out of time.
we're a little overwhelmed. So we're in the van right now, obviously. We're trying to sort that out, along with sorting out all of our stuff to go into storage. Got a big list of everything we need to do, and that list is just growing and growing. I've forgotten half the stuff. Even now thinking about it, there's all these things popping up. So over the next few weeks, I'd say there's going to be a lot of Bunnings runs, a lot of tip runs, and a lot of storage unit runs. Better not muck around. Let's get all this done. Get ready to go. So today, I am going to get a few things sorted out in the van, and I'm going to start off with this little hanging area. I'm going to turn that into shelves. I'm going to chuck a couple of shelves in there. We don't really hang clothes. We've never ironed clothes. We wash clothes and chuck them straight back into wherever we're keeping them. So chuck some shelves in. Job number 1 done, 50 to go. Well, there's another big one ticked off the list. Maserati is sold. Well, Bunnings trip number 27, something like that.
27.
I don't know if they're going to let me in. Got the old Trade Tools shirt on. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. So what do we got? 2 shelves? Do you reckon another one above it? Reckon that one?
Yeah.
So we go that next to the toilet, that next to that.
Yeah. I can get another one to put back above.
Okay.
Another one in the shower too.
Hey, little tip for anyone down at Bunnings when you're trying to find something. If you go on the website, search what you want, and click your store, you'll get something a little like that. So it says aisle 51, bay 8. And I'll show you the little trick. So you come up to each aisle. I'll show you 6 because I can see it. So it shows you aisle 51, bay 6. So you don't have to come in counting the bays and trying to find where it is. Come find the exact one. Well, another successful Bunnings mission.
Quick $200.
Bought about every single fusion lock thing that they have, but you can't have enough fusion lock, can you?
Don't think so.
Spent our life savings. We don't have savings.
What savings?
Oh, hey guys, didn't see you there. Good timing though. Gonna chuck on some fusion lock. We've already done a heap, but we're gonna do a bit more. So, because we've got the combo toilet shower, we don't have vanities or cupboard space for most of our, standard shower stuff. So we're just going to put a few more fusion locks down beside the toilet, and they should be nice and tucked away and not get in anyone's way. So let's do it. Oh, and how good's this? Someone could be on the toilet while someone's showering. They've thought of it all. That's so good. And there's a spider in here.
Already?
Yeah, look, go. In there. In the room. Turn around.
Dun, dun, dun.
So if you haven't heard of Fusion Lock, look into it if you've got a van. Seriously good stuff. Because of how easy it is to put on and to take off if you're not happy with where it is and you're not drilling into your walls and damaging it or putting holes in it. So you got your little sucker. Don't be dirty.
Mine's out of the gutter.
And your little backing plates that suck onto the wall. Alright, so all you do with this gear is figure out where it's going to sit. Literally just hold it against the wall. And then just pump it on. I think they say 6 times, but I got 8 just for good luck. Chuck that on, and we'll just line up this other one. Give it the old level eye. Yep, looks good.
How's it go?
Not everyone has one built in. I've got one. And they're on there, sturdy as, they're not coming off. Well, I hope they're not. We'll see when we hit some corrugations, but I've heard great things. Pop your basket on, and then you just slip your clips straight back over. And that is it, locked into position. Oh, my level eye's off. Well, there we go, that's a finished product. Really simple, nice and easy to do. So if you watched our caravan walkthrough the other week, you would have seen that the biggest thing that we said was a compromise for us was the fact that we've got a combination shower and toilet. Now that's all good, we'll just deal with it, it's not a problem. But the main thing that was a concern for us is once you have a shower in there, you don't really have the room to get changed. Our last van was similar and everything's wet and you're just trying to dry off, get your clothes on. So we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yep, that's right. We're going to run a curtain around here. It's going to act as a little change room for the ensuite, and at the same time it'll be the privacy curtain for the bunks, because a lot of the other bunk models you'll see have a curtain that they can draw across and it just separates the 2 ends of the caravan. So I've been down to Spotlight, got myself a bit of this bendable curtain rod. Now I'm not going to take credit for this. I saw this quite some time ago on one of the JB Facebook pages. Bloke on there did this exact same thing in his van, and I thought, you beauty, I'm gonna take that and do that as well. So shout out to whoever that guy is. So I'm gonna start off by pulling out the speaker and this little downlight, and I'm just gonna check before I screw anything in and make sure there's no wires or anything I'm gonna hit in the process. Let the speaker fall at you and attack you, and lose the screw in the process. Right, so I've already cut that track to length, but now I just need to figure out where I'm going to bend it and it's just a slow hand bend on those. There's no tool to get your perfect 90 degrees. You just have to slowly keep bending it without creasing it until you've got it at that right angle. Then they say just slowly bend it around your knee and just keep working it. So that's getting there. Just keep working it, making sure you move your way around so you're not just creasing it in the one spot. And at the same time, making it more of a gradual curve so that it just doesn't, the rails don't just come along and straight around. That's getting very close, a little bit more. I reckon, probably a little bit too much, but a little bend back, and we'll see how that fits. That should do very nicely, I think. So I'm just going to have a little feel around up in here. Right, we're pretty good. That wire runs straight back that way. And all those wires there, for the most part, are running through there. I've only got little screws to go in it, so I think we should be fine. So I'll chuck these back in, just to make sure that when I do mount it, I don't put them in the wrong spot. So it's more of a two-man job, but I'm only one, or half a man. So I'm just going to try to mark it. No, it's a two-man job. Right, so come over here. Can you hold up that end? Got to get it where we want it.
But then it's not going to be long enough.
Ooh. Why is that not long enough?
It's measured incorrectly.
What size did we buy?
It's the double goes.
Alright.
This is why we don't buy curtains. How big of a gap is there?
Heaps.
No.
It's alright. We'll go
That's
get other
fine.
ones.
Well, at least we know it works.
Ah, well, in theory, that's how it's going to work. Except we need to just trim up the curtain a bit. But yeah, if we got the right length one, it'll come all the way to here. Anyway, let's take this one off.
We'll show you take two.
Well, it's night time now. It took us a while to figure it out, but went back up the spotlight, swapped out that curtain for the longer one, and then figured out how to actually do the pleats and got all that sorted, and we've cut it down to size. And yeah, it's good to go. So that gives us a little bit of privacy when we're going to be in our bed, away from the kids, and a bit of a change room for the ensuite. So I think I up. So I was going through, you know how everyone has a random, what do you call
Junk
it?
drawer.
A random junk drawer. This thing isn't junk, but I was
Kind of is because you don't wear it.
I was clearing out the random junk drawer, and I came across my wedding ring, which I haven't worn for about 6 years, and I thought I'd slip it on. Turns out it's quite tight, and I can't get it off. It's starting to hurt.
Get out the butter.
Butter, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon butter.
What do you do? Just rub it in and around it.
Yep. More lubricant. No luck?
Not yet. I haven't put on that much weight, have I?
Your ring begs to differ. Yay! We don't have to chop your finger off.
That's the last time I wear that.
Good morning, guys. Just some packing going on here today. Alex's go-to when he's awkward. I'm married to that. Can you believe it? So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to organise the kids' school stuff. So a lot of people have been asking about how we're going to school the kids, and this is what we've decided with. I did do a lot of research into like distance education. Queensland distance education is really expensive. I think it's about $1,300 a kid a year. So I just decided that was a little bit too expensive, and a lot of like places that I've read, they kind of say it's a lot of work as well it's not as flexible as homeschooling yourself. A lot of people go through an episode, and I did look at that. They've just brought in though that you can only go there for a year at a time. So given that we'd only be able to go there for a year, you also have to have an address in New South Wales, and you also have to say that your plan is to come back and live in New South Wales, which, while I could dodgily do that, not something I'm super comfortable with. And also given that after 12 months, if we decided to keep travelling, I'd have to find something else. I just decided to go with something else anyway. So Simply Homeschool is where we ended up, quite reasonably priced. They can do your registration documents for you, which is really good because it's a lot of work, even just to get them to do it for you. There's a lot of questions and things that you have to answer about your kids' learning styles and stuff like that, but totally worth it. They put it in a full document. I think it turned out to be a 30-page document that you lodge to the homeschool education unit. So that's all done. I'm getting an exemption for the kids for the last 4 weeks of school, so we can start this homeschooling as of next year and just do a full 12-month block for the grades that they're in. Otherwise, we're starting their grade 2 and grade 4 4 weeks early, which I didn't really like the idea of. And also we can get report cards for this year to show that they've passed year, Jesus, what years are they in now? 1 and 3. What I'm doing is I've gone and downloaded all of the lessons from Simply Homeschool, just because it's online based and I know that we are going to be out of reception a little bit. I just want to make sure that we've got it. We're not relying on the internet. So I have downloaded everything, printed it off so I can put it into folders and organise what we're doing every day. I've also gone and bought all of the stuff, which is it's a fair bit of stuff. And there's more books in my room. So what I'm doing is I'm just organising it into terms so that I can leave all the boxes with my auntie, and then as every term goes past, she can send out the next one, just so we're not carrying so much stuff. There is really not a lot of space in our van, so we just have to be a little bit mindful of it. My days lately have been spent literally laminating and printing and cutting and laminating and sorting and massive respect to teachers. It's a lot more work than you think. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I just thought I would let you know, maybe give you some ideas. What else? Anything else I need to say?
Say why you're dressed up.
Oh.
This isn't your normal getting the homeschooling ready attire.
Yes, fair enough. We are about to go out to lunch, so I'm just squishing in some of the packing and organising in the time that we have. This is not your everyday get up.
A boozy lunch.
It's a boozy lunch, so if you're worried, like questioning why I'm all dolled up, then that's why we are going out. I don't do this every day. I do not have the patience for that. Maybe Alex wishes I did.
Well, we've got 2 weeks to go, and I don't feel like we've got enough time. Didn't get nowhere near as much done last week as I thought I would. Just running another load to the storage unit now, and it feels like we've barely scraped the sides of packing up the house. But anyway, we'll keep at it. We've got to be ready. We don't have a house as of that date, so we've got to be done. How the hell does everyone pack up their house? I feel like we end up just standing there, looking around, feeling overwhelmed, and not knowing where to start. So pretty much just started throwing everything in boxes and throwing a lot of stuff out. God, I love throwing stuff out. I love going to the dump. Gives me no better satisfaction than just throwing stuff away and knowing you don't have to put it anywhere anymore. Be weird, but anyway. So I've just booked in to have the van weighed next week. So you'll see that coming up. We'll do a whole video on that one, because I know everyone loves to discuss weights and if you're overweight or under your GCM and whatnot. Got a lot of people to see, a lot of friends to catch up with still and say goodbye to, a lot of family to catch up with, say goodbye. And we've got to get the dogs down to New South Wales, which is proving at the moment to be the most difficult thing we have to do with the current border closure still. So we can get down to New South Wales, no dramas, but we cannot get back into Queensland without quarantining for 14 days, which isn't an option for us. So we're working our way around that, getting some prices on transport, but bloody hell, they are not cheap. Get a couple of dogs down there, but that's understandable, it's a business. And I've got a fair few things to do to the van still, and the car. I've still got to do the catch can and the fuel filter in the car, so that'll be another video as well. Keep your eyes out for that one. And then a few little things in the van. We've been crossing off a fair few things on the list, but still quite a bit to do, along with just generally packing the van as well and figuring out where everything's going and what's going to work for us. I've already changed like 3 times, so every time I open a cupboard it's changed. Darren's moved everything, so all for a good reason. It's just trying to make everything work in a small little space. Such a big change going from a 2-story house into an 18-foot van. And I hear quite a few people say the first few weeks are the difficult ones as you're trying to adapt and get used to it. But it's all going to be good. It's all going to be worth it. Not long now. 2 weeks. Anyway, we'll get on down to this storage unit and dump off all this gear. Well, I reckon we're going pretty good. I'm gonna toot my own horn here. I think I'm doing a pretty good job stacking all this up. It was a big decision for us at the start whether we were going to go for a 6x3, so double this, or a 3x3, which is what we've got. The price difference was massive, and we just really had to step back and say to ourselves, is our gear really worth that much? And the answer was no. A lot of our furniture and stuff was just rubbish. It was just crap anyway. So we've ditched a lot of it. So we're not putting a lounge in here. We're not even going to put a fridge in here. We'll just get those items when we come back. won't be an issue. We'll just get cheap ones to start off with. But yeah, as I'm saying that, I've brought home brew bottles in. So, did we really throw out all the stuff that we needed to? Probably not. Anyway, back to the house for another load. Are you ready to see this?
I don't know.
We're right though, because this is one of our last photos.
Everything else is just going to have to go in the bin.
It's only 3 beds.
Oh my. Oh wow.
So I was saying, I had the camera the other day, and I was saying that I gave myself a pat on the back, saying what a good job I'm doing. I take that pat back. It's no. I don't know. Let's go get the other ones.
Nobody breathe. Thank you.
Yeah, you
Gonna pass my pillow, okay. Well, I think that's it, guys. I don't think I can physically fit anything else in there. Maybe 1 or 2 more things. But to my future self, good luck. You're gonna need it. This is gonna be a hell of a time unpacking this later on. Anyway. Righto guys, so we are 7 days out from leaving. It's a Monday morning. Decided we're going to move into the van today. Pretty much got everything out of the house. There's, you know, little things all over the place, but we'll got to bundle them up and get them to the storage. But the mattresses are gone now, so we're going to start living in the van, because really we're just got to start getting used to it. The washing machine went to storage this morning, so that means we're down to using the little washing machine in the van. So we have a little hook just for hanging out stuff, but we're not going to carry a fold out clothesline. So I'm going to do the clothesline on the awning out of stainless steel wire. Now heaps of you would have already seen it. A lot of other caravanners out there have already done this little mod to their awning. That's the way I know it. So I am just going to quickly show you through it if you haven't seen it already. And it's a great little setup for hanging out your washing under your awning. So I'll show you what we've got here, and do a quick little time lapse of setting it up. So this is what you need to do it. So going down to Bunnings, I've got myself a little eye-to-eye turnbuckle balustrade kit. Got a couple of the extra crimps for crimping up the wire, and a few extra thimbles. Some stainless steel pop rivets just to make sure they don't rust out. And I've got my wire left over from doing the balustrade on the deck on our house. Pop rivet, gun, just a drill with a 3.5mm drill bit, and the hand swaging tools. Now they're the wire cutter and the hand swager for doing up all these fittings on the balustrade wire. Not everyone's going to have those. You don't need those. You can, when you're buying all that other stuff, get some just different versions where they bolt together, or there's a few different ways. So don't feel that you need to have those tools. I just already have those from doing the balustrade wires on our deck. Anyway, I'll pop yous down and get it done and then show the end result. So there we go, that's the end result. Now I made things a little bit hard for myself then. I completely forgot that when you're using closed loops in your turnbuckle and eyelets and not hooks, to make up your wire first with the turnbuckle on it, then rivet it into the saddles on the awning itself. So you'll see here, if I can get a good shot of that. So you see here that because that's a closed loop, I did struggle doing this one over here because I'd already put my saddle on, and I had to do swage this up in the air. And doing that swaging is pretty hard if you're not sort of on the ground with something to lever off. So quite awkward. Could have saved myself a lot of time there and made it easier, but that only took, what, 15 minutes max. So nice and easy little thing to do your van, and then you've got a nice long clothesline. Happy days. Alrighty, it is Wednesday. A few more days, we leave on the Monday, and we've just dropped our house off for its first service. 1,000 Ks, we did that pretty quick, so we went and did a couple of little trips close by because it was such a short time period between us getting the van and us leaving on the lap. So we wanted to make sure we can get it in. They really looked after us. They were booked out for months, but they said, no worries, we'll squeeze you in. We know your situation, which is really awesome of them. JB Caravans in Burpengary. So it is there now. I'm going back home to keep packing. The house is pretty much done. There's a few little things we've still either got to get into the van, get into storage, sort out what we're doing with it. Bond clears come in on Friday, so we have to have everything out for that. And tomorrow, the van and ute is getting weighed. So I've got a few more things I've got to put on the car today too to make sure that we're at that maximum weight that we're going to be carrying. Because there's no point in getting your whole setup weighed if you're not actually sitting at what you're going to be. Obviously we won't have the kids with us, they're going to be at school, but I know how much they weigh, I can add that on. That's not a drama. But yeah, no, like I said, no point in weighing your whole setup and sort of lying to yourself if you don't have everything in it ready. So we're living in it already. We've got it fully set up pretty much. A few more things to go in. Got to fill the water tanks, make sure the ute's full of fuel, the water bladder in the back's full. And yeah, we'll find out exactly what we come in at, what our weight is, which should be pretty exciting. And that will be a whole nother video. You will see that later on. What a day we are having. It is nearly 1:30 on Friday, 2 days before we leave.
Yep, so we leave on the Monday, this Monday coming. So we are running out of time.
It's a little bit of a stressful day. I think everything's catching up. We've been flat out for the last week, or the last 3 weeks really. And we're just starting to get a bit cranky. We're sort of snapping at each other now.
Yeah, a bit snappy.
At nothing really. Little things. But we've just left the storage unit again. Even though I've said about 3 times, that's it, it's full, we're not going back. We went back and we shoved more in.
Literally, we're just throwing things over into the void.
And that is the direct result from yesterday's caravan weighing. Because we were over our ATM of the caravan, but under the GCM and GVM. So we had to get some weight out of the van. And the other thing we've done is I spent the morning ringing around, or end yesterday afternoon after the weigh-in, to organise a GVM upgrade, because that's basically our solution. So basically ringing around, it was a late on a Thursday when I started ringing. There's no way anyone could fit me in. And with the suspension that we have in the car, Outback Armour, I was talking to them mainly because we didn't want to have to pay for a whole new suspension kit. We've already got this suspension in. Sort of shot myself in the foot by not doing a GVM upgrade in the first place. But
we didn't think it.
We didn't think we
it would
needed
benefit us because we knew it wasn't going to change our GCM.
Yeah.
Like what we could carry in total.
We thought we were going to be right.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day. But anyway, finally got onto the guy that does our back armours, the engineer that does our back armours upgrades, and the legend of a bloke squeezed us in very last booking on a Friday afternoon. So the Savo, I'm heading down the other side of the city, 5 o'clock, to get our GVM upgrade. Hopefully it all goes smoothly, and if it does, we are good to go.
Yes, it'll be a massive relief.
Yeah, big weight lifted off the shoulders.
Now we're off to borrow some bin space.
Yeah, we've run out of bin space. What else happened? The bloody cleaners never showed up this morning.
Oh,
So we had our bond clean, because we've been renting our house back after we sold it, we have to do the bond clean and everything for the real estate. So we had that, I booked that in about 2.5 weeks ago, and we're sitting around this morning, no show, and I'm starting to get worried. I'm thinking, they haven't bailed on us, have they? Anyway, rang him up and he's like, that's right. Apparently he didn't go into his calendar properly. So they're now moving back to Sunday, the day before we hand the keys in, and hopefully they bloody show up. So if not, I'm going to have a busy day on Sunday cleaning the house because it's too short a notice. We can't get anyone else to do it.
No. So you'll literally probably be up until midnight cleaning.
So yeah, hopefully though they show up and it's all good. He sounded good on the phone, so should all work out and be fine. But yeah, it's just adding to the stress at the moment.
Plus there's a few things we haven't sorted out yet.
There's heaps we haven't sorted out.
Alex wanted to do some.
I've still got to fit
the
the catch can and fuel filter to the car and film it because that's another video we're going to do. Still got to run the all the wiring for the Safety Dave's camera so I can have the camera on board here. But yeah, that's just going to be done on the road now.
So we can tell you now that we have changed our plans again, and we're going to go into New South Wales now to surprise my family. So that's safe because they will already know about this by the time that this video comes out. Because yeah, so Victoria is open to New South Wales, and from November South Australia will be open to double vaxxed people as well. So we're just crossing our fingers that by the time we are done in South Australia, WA will have also reopened its borders to double vaxxed people.
That's a long way away.
Yeah, that's like March. We're talking March, so
should be
good.
good.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got all the way down the coast, pretty much in civilization. So we're not going out into the sticks or the nothingness of the desert.
Which is good because it'll ease us into van life. We'll start off in caravan parks, get used to it all. Figure out what we need and what we don't need, and then we can ditch more stuff or things that we haven't thought of that we need. There's plenty of shops. We're not going to be straight out into the centre of Australia. Yeah,
so we don't need to be as prepared as we were thinking we had to be. Give us a little bit more settling time.
We get to use a lot of the credits that we had to cancel a lot of bookings for going south because at that stage we couldn't get there and everything was in lockdown.
Yeah.
So Erin went through and cancelled a lot of stuff, and a lot of places wouldn't let you fully cancel and give you a refund, so we got credits for a lot of places. So now we can reuse those on our way down. But just from you looking into booking a few places, it is getting busy already.
Yeah.
Everybody in New South Wales and Victoria just wants to get out. So a lot of places are very, very booked out. But that's okay. We'll work around it.